Pentecost was and still is a major Jewish holiday called Shabbat, or the Feast of Weeks, which happened 50 days after Passover. The Feast of Pentecost was the Greek phrase for a Jewish feast day, And among its many names, it was called Pentecost. It was called Weeks. It was called the Shabbat. It was called the Day of First Fruits. It was called the Feast of Harvest. Pentecost is a Greek term that means 50th. It means 50th. And the Feast of Pentecost occurred 50 days after Passover. The Lord instructed them to celebrate this feast day as a renewal of his covenant with his people. The celebration began with a holy convocation, then an offering of new grain, followed by a burnt offering in which 2 bulls and 1 ram and 7 one-year-old lambs were sacrificed. The feast was celebrated in May or early June, 50 days after Passover. And it was one of the main festivals that brought hundreds of thousands of pilgrims to Jerusalem for a big celebration. Now, the day of Pentecost, the new thing started to happen as the veil that had closed off the people from the presence of God. The veil of the entrance into the Holy of Holies, where God actually was in his presence, was there in the Holy of Holies. This veil was ripped. It was ripped from top to bottom. It was ripped open so that now anybody could go in. It was ripped from top to bottom, indicating that God was now approachable. He was now personable, and that anyone could enter into his presence. Anyone could have a relationship with him because of what Jesus did on the cross. Thus the priesthood of the believer. That the believer did not have to rely on priests anymore. He did not have to rely on the sacrifice of lamb and of goats in order to atone for his sins. He could go right into the Holy of Holies, and he could speak to God himself. The Bible says that we do not have a high priest. We do not have one that is unapproachable. But he, like all of us, have gone through the same things. He understands our plight. He understands our condition. He understands where we've been. He understands where we're going. He went through all the things that we are going through, yet without sin. He says, whosoever means me, that whosoever means you, that whosoever means anybody. He says, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall